Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia asserts that Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission to help in fight against pandemic-like situation in future. More than 102 crore 96 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.19%. Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy launches Amrit Mahotsav podcast. Central Consumer Protection Authority takes strong action on violations of consumer rights. India and Asian Development Bank sign Project Readiness Financing Loan to support urban mobility in Mizoram. Vigilance Week is being observed across the country. Dozens of women protest in Kabul against closure of schools for girls in Afghanistan. Sameer Verma advances to second round of men's singles of French Open badminton. In T20 World Cup cricket, Pakistan take on New Zealand at Sharjah. In another match, South Africa won by 8 wickets against West Indies at Dubai. As India created history by administering 100 crore doses of vaccine against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia today said the Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission will help in fight against pandemic-like situations in future. He said COVID-19 has given an opportunity to improve the health infrastructure in the country and the government has launched PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission with an investment of 64,000 crore rupees. The minister said for treatment of diseases like cancer and diabetes and check-up at primary level, the government took a decision to set up 1.5 lakh health and wellness centres. About 79,000 such centres have started in the country.
हर 4-5 गांव के बीच में देश के नागरिक को ट्रीटमेंट मिले, उसको प्राइमरी हेल्थ चेकअप हो जाए, डायबिटिक पेशेंट की जांच, बीपी, सर्वाइकल कैंसर, ब्रेस्ट कैंसर, ओरल कैंसर, इस सभी की प्राइमरी लेवल पर जो चेकअप हो जाए तो हम नागरिक को बचा सकते हैं और इसलिए हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर देश में 1,50,000 बनाने का निर्णय किया। आज शायद 79,000 से अबव हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर प्रारंभ हो चुका है। उससे आगे डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मजबूत हो, नेशनल हेल्थ मिशन के तहत उसको सपोर्ट किया गया।
Under the PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, an entire ecosystem for services from treatment to critical research will be created in every corner of the country. The aim is to strengthen the critical healthcare network from village to block to the district to the regional and national level in the next 4 to 5 years. Under the scheme, health and wellness centres will be opened in villages and cities where there will be facilities for early detection of diseases. Facilities like free medical consultation, free tests, free medicine will be available in these centres. For serious illness, 35,000 new critical care related beds are being added in 600 districts and referral facilities will be given in 125 districts. Over 102 crore 96 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. A total of 12,428 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest in 238 days. The recovery rate stands at 98.19%. Over 15,950 recoveries in the last 24 hours have increased the total recoveries to 3,35,83,318. Active cases account for less than 1% of total cases. India's Active caseload stands at 1,63,816. More than 60 crore 19 lakh total tests have been conducted across the country so far.
The Union Government has said that more than 107 crore 22 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. Health Ministry today said that more than 12 crore 37 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with states and union territories to be administered. Maharashtra today achieved yet another gargantuan milestone as more than 3 crore people have been fully vaccinated. According to a health official from the state government, over 4,580 vaccination sessions were held yesterday, where 5,28,853 people were inoculated. Till yesterday, 9 crore 58 lakh 8,623 beneficiaries were administered vaccine. The health department said, adding that more than 6 crore 60 lakh people have taken the first jab, whereas above 3 crore 65 lakh have been given both the doses of vaccine.
Maharashtra government today made it mandatory for employees of government, essential services and municipalities to get fully vaccinated to procure the universal pass to travel via suburban local trains. An order issued by the State Chief Secretary Sitaram Kunte said currently the essential services like medical services, telecom sector, gas supplies, water providers, government personnel among others have been issued passes irrespective of their vaccination status as to ensure that essential services are not affected. The order further said those people who have completed both doses of vaccine and 14 days have lapsed since the administration of the second dose will be issued the universal pass. A fully vaccinated person will henceforth get monthly, quarterly and half-yearly pass to commute via local train, it added. Following the decline in daily COVID-19 infections in the state, the Nagaland government has decided to extend its recent phase of unlocking till December the 15th. The Unlock 7 phase currently being enforced will end on October the 30th. The Unlock 8 will come into force from November 1st. Minister for Planning and Coordination, Eba Kronu, during a press conference held at Kohima today, informed that the decision to continue with the Unlock 8 phase was taken at a review meeting of the high-powered Committee on COVID-19, helmed by Chief Minister Nephew Rio. Kronu also informed that the decision to open schools for the conduct of normal classes from standard 1st to 4th in urban areas will be taken up by the respective district task force. The government further decided to lift the night curfew across the state. However, the minister requested everyone to get vaccinated as it is crucial.
In a bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, Dr. Balbir Singh, Max Hospital, Saket, will be with us today to answer the queries related to coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. on toll-free number 1800-115767 and on telephone number 011-2331-4444. You can also post your queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This live program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today reviewed the progress on Open Network for Digital Commerce ONDC initiative of Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade DPIIT. The minister was apprised about the significant progress made for the project. Quality Council of India has established a team of experts for execution of the project in a mission mode. A number of small and medium enterprises have been onboarded as volunteers to complement ONDC team. An ONDC gateway has also been established. Mr. Goyal expressed satisfaction with the progress made and desire to compress timelines for making this network a reality soon.
Minister for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that India and Sweden cooperation in energy sector will go a long way in achieving the ultimate goal of fossil fuel-free economy. Addressing the India-Sweden Innovation Meet today, Mr. Singh said cooperation in the energy sector was identified as an important area during the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Stockholm in April 2018 as India is looking for technology solutions for clean energy. The Central Consumer Protection Authority CCPA, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, has taken strong action on violations of consumer rights in a run-up to the festive season. CCPA took stringent action to safeguard consumer interests. In a press conference in New Delhi today, Secretary, Department of Consumer Affairs, Ms. Leena Nandan, shared how CCPA has been efficiently and effectively tightening the noose over the violators. The violations involve declaring false country of origin on the products listed on e-commerce platforms and failure to declare country of origin. CCPA has taken suo cognizance of the matter on the basis of complaints received from numerous consumers on the National Consumer Helpline portal.
The Centre and the Asian Development Bank today signed a $4.5 million project readiness financing PRF loan to support project preparation and design activities to improve urban mobility in Aizawl, the capital city of the northeastern state of Mizoram. Additional Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs in the Ministry of Finance, Rajat Kumar Mishra, signed for the Government of India, while Country Director of ADB's India Resident Mission, Takyo Kunishi, signed for ADB. After signing the agreement, Mr. Mishra said that the PRP supports the development of long-term solutions to improve urban mobility in Aizawl by identifying high-priority urban transport investments for the ensuing project and enhance its readiness by supporting due diligence and other preparatory activities. The Supreme Court today reserved its judgment on the issue of the grant of reservation in promotion to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in government jobs. A three-judge bench headed by Justice Nageshwara Rao heard all the parties in the matter, including Attorney General K.K. Venugopal, Additional Solicitor General Balbir Singh and other senior lawyers appearing for various states. The centre had earlier told the bench, also comprising Justices Sanjeev Khanna and B.R. Gawai, that it is a fact of life that even after around 75 years, those belonging to SCs and STs have not been brought to the same level of merit as the forward classes. The bench had earlier said it would not reopen its decision on the issue of the grant of reservation in promotion to the scheduled castes, SCs and scheduled tribes, STs, and said it was for the states to decide how they are going to implement the same.
The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has issued a show cause notice to the Labour and Employment Ministry in connection with the death of a COVID-19 patient due to alleged negligence of the doctors at ESI Hospital in Delhi. The Commission has addressed the notice to the Secretary of the Labour Ministry. The Secretary has also been directed to inquire into the matter and submit a report. The Commission observed that this act of negligence violated the right to health and right to life of the victim under the Constitution of India. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today participated in the 6th annual meeting of the Board of Governors of Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank AIIB through video conferencing. Ms. Sitharaman shared her thoughts in the Governors' Roundtable discussion on the theme COVID-19 crisis and post-COVID support. In her intervention, she appreciated AIIB's prompt actions in providing financial support to member countries, including India, in their efforts to contain and combat COVID-19. The Finance Minister stated that the social protection and economic stimulus packages brought out by the Government of India, along with timely structural reforms in various sectors, have been pivotal in India's economic recovery process.
Indian Railways has made special arrangements in this ongoing festive season for the passengers travelling to their native places to celebrate festivals with their families. For the convenience of rail travellers and to clear extra rush of passengers during this season, Railways is running 668 trips of 110 special trains from Durga Puja till Chhath Puja this year. Railway Minister said augmentation of coaches in regular trains is being done to ensure the berth availability during the festival rush. To assist passengers, May I Help You booths are kept operational at important stations where RPF personnel and TTEs are deputed for proper assistance and guidance. Medical teams are also available at major stations on call with ambulance and paramedical team. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia asserts that Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission to help and fight against pandemic-like situation in future. More than 102 crore 96 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.19%. Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy launches Amrit Mahotsav podcast. Central Consumer Protection Authority takes strong action on violations of consumer rights. India and Asian Development Bank signed Project Readiness financing loan to support urban mobility in Mizoram. Vigilance Week is being observed across the country. Dozens of women protest in Kabul against closure of schools for girls in Afghanistan. Sameer Verma advances to second round of men's singles of French Open Badminton. And in T20 World Cup, Pakistan take on New Zealand at Sharjah. In another match, South Africa won by 8 wickets against West Indies at Dubai. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
स्वाधीनता संग्राम के वे निशान जो साक्षी हैं हमारे सेनानियों के संघर्ष और बलिदान के। आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष श्रृंखला निशान। हर बुधवार को शाम 4:45 पर कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर।
Welcome back to the evening news. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy today launched the Amrit Mahotsav podcast. This podcast series is a tribute to the persons and movements that significantly contributed to India's freedom struggle and some of which did not find a place in the conventional storyline. The first series, Zara Yaad Karo Qurbani, went live with an episode based on the Indian National Army. New episodes will be added on a weekly basis. Ministry of Culture in a statement said, as an ode to the sacrifices made, it is only befitting to salute these heroes by recollecting their stories of courage and valor as part of commemorating 75 years of India's independence. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav. All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in morning news since the 16th of August and will continue till the 15th of August 2022. Now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On 26th October 1947, Jammu and Kashmir acceded to the Union of India after Maharaja Hari Singh signed the Instrument of Accession, which was accepted by India's last Governor-General, Lord Mountbatten, on 27th October. Early in the morning on 27th October, the Indian Army's 1st Sikh Battalion was airdropped in Srinagar, where they resisted the tribal invasion supported by Pakistan.
As the tribal invaders captured Uri and Baramulla with minimal resistance from the Maharaja's forces, the fall of Srinagar looked imminent. On 24th October, Maharaja Hari Singh appealed to India for military assistance to stop the aggression. The request was considered on 25th October 1947 in a meeting of India's Defence Committee headed by Lord Mountbatten. The committee comprised Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Baldev Singh, Gopalaswamy Iyengar and the British commanders-in-chief of the Army, the Air Force and the Navy. The committee concluded that the most immediate necessity was to rush arms and ammunition already requested by the Kashmir government
The Defence Committee sent VP Menon, Secretary of the Ministry of the States, to Srinagar to make an on-the-spot study the same day. He returned to New Delhi the next day with his impressions and suggested sending troops to Kashmir, pointing out the supreme necessity to save Kashmir from raiders. Menon was then flown to Jammu to advise the Maharaja about the government's view, and that's when the Maharaja finally signed the instrument of accession on 26th October. The day is celebrated as Accession Day.
26th of October is the birth anniversary of the legendary freedom fighter and eminent journalist Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi. He was born on the 26th of October 1890 at Attar Suya in Prayagraj district of Uttar Pradesh. After finishing school, Vidyarthi enrolled at Kayast Pathshala College but was unable to graduate since he had to support his family of humble means. He went on to become a clerk, but his real passion lay in journalism. Later on, he began writing for Karma Yogi, the publication founded by Pandit Sundarlal, a leader of the revolutionary Ghadar movement. At the age of 23, Vidyarthi, however, quit the publication and moved to Kanpur, where he started his own Hindi weekly, Pratap, in 1920.
The same year, he was sentenced to 2 years' rigorous imprisonment for championing the cause of peasants of Rai Bareli. He was released in 1922 but was immediately sent to jail again for allegedly delivering a seditious speech at Fatehgarh. He wrote extensively not only about the freedom struggle but also about social inequality in the society.
Vidyarthi also used journalism to develop critical thinking among the masses. He was a champion of communal harmony and played a leading role in forming an organization called Hindustani Biradari. It organized programs on communal harmony and joint celebrations of various festivals. Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi was a member of the Indian National Congress and an ardent follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Over time, he became an influential leader during the non-cooperation movement. He took a leading role in the Home Rule movement of 1917-18 and led the first strike of textile workers in Kanpur.
Immediately after the execution of Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru, a riot broke out in Kanpur. Called the Lion of Kanpur, Vidyarthi took upon himself to calm communal passion, running high and stop rioting. Unfortunately, he was killed in the riots on 25th March 1931, 2 days after the hanging of the 3 revolutionaries. Paying tribute to Vidyarthi, President Ramnath Kovind said he sacrificed his life to douse the flames of hatred during communal violence.
In pursuance of his dream of a strong and united India, he sacrificed his life for peace and non-violence like a true disciple of Mahatma Gandhi.
Mourning the loss of Vidyarthi, who was merely 40 years of age at the time of his death, Mahatma Gandhi wrote in The Young India, "The death of Vidyarthi was one to be envied by all."
In memory of the celebrated journalist, the Government of India instituted the prestigious Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Award to recognize outstanding contribution in the field of Hindi journalism. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
President Ramnath Kovind today expressed happiness that India as a nation has a long and well-established tradition of integrity and ethics. In a message on Vigilance Awareness Week being observed by Central Vigilance Commission, Mr. Kovind said, "It is the responsibility of all citizens to reaffirm these ideals." Mr. Kovind said, "It is the duty of all the citizens to be vigilant and combat corruption in every sphere of life." In a message, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu expressed hope to see all citizens and stakeholders collectively participate in large numbers in the fight against corruption. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also extended his greetings to all those associated with the organization of Vigilance Awareness Week starting today. The Sensex and the Nifty today rose more than 0.5% amid positive global cues. Sensex regained the 61,000 mark while the Nifty reclaimed 18,200 level. A report from the business world.
The BSE Sensex climbed 383 points to close at 61,350. The NSE Nifty gained 143 points to finish at 18,268. In the forex market, the rupee appreciated 13 paisa to trade at 74 rupees and 96 paisa against the US dollar. Gold prices fell 65 rupees at multi-commodity exchange. The precious metal was trading at 48,135 rupees per 10 gram. Silver also declined 260 rupees to 65,875 rupees per kilogram, and oil rose to trade near its highest level since 2018. In intraday trade, Brent crude was trading around $86.20 per barrel. Anubha Rohatgi for AIR News.
In Afghanistan, dozens of women came out on the streets of Kabul today to protest against the closure of schools for girls and slammed the international community for their inaction. Khama Press News Agency reported that women gathered at the gates of the United Nations Assistance Mission. They accused the international community, human rights groups, and the United Nations of indifference to the treatment meted towards Afghan women by the Taliban. This protest comes as millions of teenage girls across the country are anxiously waiting to return to the classroom as high schools continue to remain closed, raising fears about the future of female education. In badminton, Samir Verma advanced to the second round of men's singles of the French Open in Paris today. Samir Verma beat South Korea's Lee Dong-kyun 21-14, 21-12 in the opening round. Samir Verma will next face Indonesia's Cesar Hiren Rustavito. Meanwhile, the mixed doubles pair of Dhruv Kapila and Ensiki Reddy were knocked out in the first round. Tomorrow, two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will begin her women's singles campaign against Denmark's Julie de Waal Jacobsen, while Kidambi Shrikant has been drawn against Kento Momota of Japan.
In boxing, Rohit Moore and Akash Sangwan started India's campaign at the 2021 IBA Men's World Championships with commanding victories on the opening day in Belgrade, Serbia. Making debut at the prestigious event, Rohit set the tone for India after defeating Olympian Jean Cutsido 5-0 comprehensively in the 57 kilograms opening round match yesterday. Later, Akash extended the winning momentum for India and produced an equally dominating show against Adem Fukran of Turkey in the 67 kilogram bout. In T20 World Cup cricket, South Africa defeated the West Indies by 8 wickets in Dubai, chasing a target of 144 runs. Proteas achieved it in 18.2 overs. In another match which is underway now at Sharjah, New Zealand were 116 for 5 in 17.2 overs against Pakistan when reports last came in.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 15 and 29 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 24 degrees. Maximum expected to be around 34. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will vary between 25 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. City will observe a minimum temperature of 24, maximum around 33. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 5 and 18 degrees. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky too. Minimum temperature will be 13, maximum around 30. Leh is likely to witness mainly clear sky. Minimum maximum temperature hovers between -2 and 12 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky too. Temperature will hover between 5 and 24 degrees. And now before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia asserts that Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission to help in fight against pandemic-like situation in future. More than 102 crore 96 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.19%. Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy launches Amrit Mahotsav podcast. Central Consumer Protection Authority takes strong action on violations of consumer rights. Indian and Asian Development Bank sign Project Readiness Financing Loan to support urban mobility in Mizoram. Vigilance Week is being observed across the country. Dozens of women protest in Kabul against closure of schools for girls in Afghanistan. Samir Verma advances to second round of men's singles of French Open badminton. In T20 World Cup cricket, Pakistan take on New Zealand at Sharjah. In another match, South Africa won by 8 wickets against West Indies at Dubai. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.